Well, hi everyone, it's Jane at VelocityVet08, and I am here on behalf of Wild Orchid Crafts, the Wild Bunch, and I'm very excited to be bringing you my next design team project. So I'm going to move this out of the way and show you what I have in store for you today. I'm really excited about this project, you guys. I worked really long and hard on it, and I'm thrilled with how it turned out. This is one of the Graphic 45 ATC boxes. It's the large size box, and normally it does not have a hole in it. It is a solid box, and it has these inside. Typically, this is what you find. Cards like this with a ring. And, you know, I guess you can, like, you know, embellish it all that way. And so I got to looking at it, and I thought it would make an amazing shadow box. So I asked my husband to help me cut a hole out of the center so I could do something fun with it. And boy, did I have loads of fun with it. I covered it with Graphic 45 botanical tea paper. And one of the things I did is a little different. I'm not sure if you can see along the edge. Everywhere that there's pink, it sparkles. And you might be able to see it a little bit better on the back. You can see the sparkle in the paint. This is how it's going to get hung on the wall. I mixed the paint with some sparkle medium. I just want to show you real quick in case you guys are interested in this, in doing this technique. I used this sparkle medium that is very, very, very glittery. You can see it's got a lot of sparkle to it. And I mixed it with my pink paint, and it gave a really, after it dried, it left behind this beautiful glittery sparkle everywhere that I outlined it in pink. And in person you can see it really good, and it really gave a neat effect. So I did the outside of my box, all the edges with the pink, and then put the botanical tea paper on there. And I distressed it ink-wise with Mowed Lawn, and then went over it with Vintage Photos. So I used two colors, and I really like the way that that turned out. So after I got done getting my box all covered in paper and paint, I did gessoed it first, and after I did all of that, I started painting my embellishments. And I have a bicycle in here, and fence, and a light, and my little hat, and these little brackets, and this rocking horse that I had to paint. And I did everything in either pink or green. So the entire project is all done in pinks or green, because I used the, I chose those papers from the Botanical Tea collection. So that I can show you what I did a little bit more on the inside. I'm going to open it up here in just a second, so you'll get to see a little bit more detail. But this is from, this is the seam binding, the vintage seam binding from Wild Orchid Crafts, and it is really a bargain. You get, this is Tulip Pink, and I'll be putting all of the product codes at the bottom like I always do, but this is Tulip Pink is the color that I used, and you get like 5 yards for like $1.88, so it's really a great deal. I've gotten several colors there, and what I like too, it's not crinkled, so you can crinkle it if you want, but if you don't want it crinkled, it's not. And like in this case, I didn't want it crinkled. I cut some of the seam binding in half right here and added it to this little hat. And if it had been crinkled, I'd have been watering it down trying to get the crinkles out of it. So it's kind of nice sometimes to have seam binding that is not already pre-crinkled. On the right here, I used one of the orchids, and this is the large size orchid, I believe. Yeah, it comes 22 a pack, and this is the baby pink orchids, and they're just really beautiful. I love these. They are just real soft, gorgeous color, and I just love the way that looked, and I just adhered that right there on top of, there's actually one of the Graphic 45 buttons under there from the chipboard collection, and I tied this little bow to it, and I also have the seam binding as my closure on here. As I saw earlier, it has this, it's going to hang on the wall in this manner, so I think that's going to look real cute that way. This right here is the flatback pearls, I believe in 6 millimeter. And you get it in 2.2 yard sections of it. I don't have a whole lot left yet. I'm going to have to get myself some more. It's really nice to work with. And when I say it's nice to work with, the thing that I like about it is you don't end up having bits of plastic on the string. The string is pliable, flexible. It's really, really nice quality. There is a difference in the flatback pearls. There really is a difference. And, you know, it's just, the price is still reasonable, but the quality is excellent. Here, these are some pieces from Sawcrafter's store. All the wood items are from her store, except for this one right here was one I had in my stash. I crackle painted it a little bit with some of the Tim Holtz crackle, the shabby shutters, and then I painted the green over it. I didn't want a strong crackle, but I wanted just a little effect. There's a really, really slight effect there. This was a little wicker hat that somebody had gifted me, and actually I think it was 5 boys, 1 baby girl, and I painted it snowflake white and with my chalk paints, and I cut some little American Crafts ribbon in half, actually in fourths, and I put a little bit around there. And then Wild Orchid Craft flowers on here, I used the Tulips, which these are the baby pink, and they come 50 in a pack, and they are just adorable. And then I used the Sweetheart Blossoms, and these are the two-tone pink Sweetheart Blossoms, and they're really pretty, and you get a bunch of them. They'll last you for quite a while. And then right here I used the two-tone leaves in the green and the pink, and those had been out of stock. They're back in stock now, guys. Grab them. They are so subtle. They're like the perfect leaf. You don't have to alter it. You don't have to put gesso on it. You don't have to do anything. It's just perfect. That's my favorite leaf ever. I love it. Absolutely love it. So that is, and I left the stems on and just kind of curled them with my, I actually used an orange stick, you know, one of these little sticks, and curled my stems just to give a neat little look to my bonnet here, my little wicker hat. And then I have a little tiny bird right there. Just hopefully you can see that okay. So yeah, so that is pretty much everything on the cover that has to do with how I accomplished making it. And then this is the seam binding is just doubled, and I just looped it through. And as you can see on the back, since I didn't paper the back, I didn't want to, okay, the botanical tea paper, you guys, rocks. It's so beautiful. If this is going to be on the wall, I didn't want to use a piece of my paper to put on the wall. And so, the camera doesn't like that at all. Okay, there we go. So what I did was I put the seam binding, just a little bit of it right there, and I put just 4 little flatback pearls just to finish it and make it look nice, but I didn't want to use a whole piece of paper, and that way I have my seam binding for tying it closed. Okay, so on to the inside. I just used the botanical tea paper all the way through, edged it. You can see how I finished it. It looks, you know, just pretty ordinary on the inside. I didn't really do a whole lot more because it's going to stay closed, hanging on the wall. So inside my box, I have, of course, my bicycle. I have a little light. Oh, back here, there's a resin. This is a Prima piece right here. And then, of course, my fencing. And what I did was I used I wanted to get some height along the fence line, because, you know, your flowers in that don't grow midair. They grow from the ground up. So I used some of the heather, which I'm really running out of it in the pink color. I think I had like 2 pieces left. I don't even see that. So I had them all laid out here to show you guys. I do have it in white, and I'll show you. It comes in a bunch of, you get 10 in a bunch, and they just come, you know, together like this. And they have like lilac and light pink and white. So, you know, you have different various colors that you can pick from. And it's just really pretty. I love the way it looks. And it just gave some height to my flower clusters that I did along the fence line. And then I used some various different flowers. Kind of hard to see back here in the corner is one of the larger wild roses. I used the pink wild rose back there. Oh, here's my little heather. See, I don't have much left. I just have a few little heathers left. They're so sweet. And I used also a Tuscany rose, a white Tuscany rose back here in the corner. And like I said, again, I have all the product numbers at the bottom. But these are the Tuscany Rosebuds. And I just tucked one in right above the wild rose. And then I used some of my beadberry sprays. And these were perfect for this project. I used one back here in the bottom. And then I used one here in the middle. And I used a pink one right next to it. There's the pink. And they come in clusters of, I think, 20. So those are just right there along the bottom. And then I have a little pink lily above that. And those come in packages of 50. You get 50 of the pink lilies like that. They're so pretty and so useful. You can also get those in packages where you get like 4 colors. I didn't end up using them, but like you can get the 40 mixed pack. I thought I might use the green, but I didn't. But I love these mixed packs, you guys, because you may not want 50 pink lilies, but you might want, you know, 10. That might be a good number for you. Well, you can get a 40 pack and get 10 of 4 different colors, and it's a lot more economical because then you're not going through and buying a pack of 50 or 40 of one color, and then another pack of 50 or 40 of another color, and then another pack, and doing that over and over again when you can get 4 or 5 colors in one pack and save yourself some money. So it's really a great design and great setup that they did at Wild Orchid Crafts. I love that. And then, of course, I have my heather. Over here, same type thing. I used the beadberry sprays, my heather, and I used my lilies. I did something a little different here in the basket of the bike. I put 2 of the white beadberry sprays in there, but then I took one of the pink beadberry sprays and I cut the little pieces of stamen off of it, and I just hot glued them in different places to make it look like it was just one big cluster. But it's not. It's actually, you know, 2 white ones and then pieces from a pink one. And I love the way that worked out. It was super cute in the basket. And then, of course, the passenger on the bike is a butterfly from Renee Bouquet. As you guys are well aware that I'm doing some work with her this month. And so I have one of her butterflies in here. I would have one no matter what because they are stunning. But the Wild Orchid Craft flowers are they are the showstopper on this project. Without them, this project would not be what it is. And they were absolutely perfect for, like I said, along the fence line in this little bicycle basket. I think it looks absolutely adorable. And then when you close the lid, you have this beautiful shadow box that you can just tie closed. And I love the little hat. And it just looks like springtime. I mean, doesn't that just look like... I mean, it just looks like so fun. Like you just want to go take a bike ride. I wish I could. I even have a bike. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this project. I had so much fun making it. And I will see you at the next project. Thanks, guys.